Hey, hey, hey. How am I looking out there in TV land? Hear myself coming through on something. Wonder what that is. Don't want that to keep happening. It's probably this window here. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Constant Companion Theory. I'm your host, Mr. Ed. Let's see. I'm still hearing myself in my ear. I may have to just take the headphones off for a minute here. Maybe that's better. Wow, what good news is happening? I am mostly here to celebrate with you the release of a new website, the tridactyls.org. Now, of course, I went with tridactyls.com. We could have done tridactyls.org, but I thought that what I was doing was a little more on the social studies side rather than the hard science side. And I literally said, let's leave .org for the science people. So that's kind of funny. Tridactyls, I kind of came up with on my own a little bit because I didn't want to call them reptilians. So I was thinking of something. I thought tridactyls would work. I then stumbled on Theory's video, and they already had the label there with the interesting algaes symbol. Looks like a tridactyl hand, doesn't it? So, wow, let's do like a little tour of like maybe some screen sharing here, just so we can refresh ourselves what's going on in the world. So, for example, here is my Groovy site. And what we've done is we've uploaded my two papers. They're articles. They're not science papers. They're more articles and a little bit of personal anecdotes. I thought the personal anecdotes were important because it would demonstrate someone who has just a deep interest in it. So, yeah, you can go to tridactyls.com, the original. Not really. The Alien Project is the original. And also through here, you should be able to get to my Groovy store. And I'm not a t-shirt salesman, but hey, let's see what we got. We got cool t-shirts. You could get Ka. He's cool. He is my proposed, he's in the Nilata Purana, which is a history book about the Naga people. So Ka is mentioned there. It's a god that a lot of us don't realize existed. He seems to be perhaps a deity involved in all this stuff. My Groovy logo, of course, a bunch of things with our logo on it. I see things that I still have to get for myself. So there's that. Yeah, so that was just a little share here of just some of my stuff, what's happening. But again, we're mostly here to celebrate. Tridactyls.org. Now, I did agree that I wouldn't be, sharing this on a monetized site. I'm not monetized. I guess TikTok might owe me a couple bucks. So we're not going to go too deep into the website because really it's up to you guys to go there yourselves, I think. And that's how I always felt about the alienproject.com. You guys have to go and interact with the CT scans yourself to really believe it. Of course, on the side here, just out of the green screen, I do have a couple of the buddies. Maybe we can pull them in here. From the ether, got the little Josephine head with me. And I have good intentions of giving one of these away. I do have two of them. So I have a contest in the works to hopefully give at least one of those Josephine heads away. I'm not really, again, in the process or in the business of making Josephine heads or selling T-shirts. These are just weird little byproducts of when you put together a website or if you're trying to push some sort of a media presence. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's take a sneak peek. We don't want to get too much of a sneak peek. So let's just go to the homepage, which you all can go to yourself, tridactyls.org. Let me go ahead and share that screen. Okay, all right. So you'll see here that if you have access, you should be able to get to the DICOM files. I am not currently logged in, so that's probably for the best. Let's see here. So we are on the home site. What does the home site say? Discovering the Tridactyls, presenting the scientific research findings to the world. In September and November 2023, we presented the Tridactyl specimens. Oh yeah, they did, didn't they? Can we go full screen on this here for you guys? Oh, that is full screen. Okay. So yeah, they went. What else did they say here? I already lost the page. We presented the Tridactyl specimens in historic hearings before the Mexican Congress and in November 2024 before the Peruvian Congress. These events marked a milestone in scientific research, bringing these unprecedented findings to the global stage. This website aims to release our scientific evidence and raw medical files to promote transparency and advance research. So looking at the top of the page, it's listed home, Tridactyls. Oh, good. We can at least pull up the menus there. And you see the different specimen names coming up, fingerprints, DNA, the congressional hearings, timeline, and the research paper. And there are 22 research papers, they say. I didn't even know that there was that many research papers involved. So that's kind of groovy. Yeah. So again, I don't want to spend too much time there. I know it's brand new. They'd probably prefer you guys going there yourselves. So we'll definitely encourage that. Maybe we'll visit time and time again. Let's go ahead, since we're doing this little website tour. We went from tridactyls.com to tridactyls.org. Let's go over to the alien-project.com. Actually, now that I think about it, I've been having a little bit of trouble with the website. I don't know if they're going through some changes or something themselves, because it just doesn't seem to be loading like it used to. I'm sure maybe you've seen this. Like to me, this screen is way too big. So is that a problem on my side? I don't know. It just looks weird. Why is everything so giant? Anyway, maybe someone knows out there, but I'm going to share that screen. Here we go. Okay, let's go ahead and just reacquaint ourselves with the news screen, because it doesn't seem to be working very well. Nice shot of what's probably Josephine there, right? Judging by the implant, you can see that that they have been obviously decomposing, because they're not very fleshy, are they? You can, of course, this is a scan, so I probably shouldn't base it on that, but they're very skinny, aren't they? You can see the eggs, which is awesome. So how is their site broken down? Welcome, chronology, the discoveries, so 3 species. Yeah, I was a little unsure about the 3 species, but I guess it makes sense considering it's likely one genus. Most of them, I think, are hybrids. The insectoids, I'm not sure, but I'm assuming that maybe, just maybe, that they too, let's see if we can find one of those, that they too may have like 1% alien DNA. Maybe the so-called insectoids are as much alien, dare I use that term, I really shouldn't, much non-human as we are, no, much human as we are non-human. So let's go back to their discoveries, and so we can go ahead and look at those insectoids. So yeah, these might be some of the weirdest ones because they have those back spines, Those I'm not even sure what those are for. Theories include support for an exterior lungs. Let's see if I can switch it up a little and bring me back in there. There we go. Well, that's more fun, I think. Hey, you see me. So those back spines could be an exterior lungs. They could be buoyancy devices, I've heard, and they could be thermal regulation. So I find the thermal regulation theory pretty interesting, and perhaps it's some sort of proto-mammal trait. That would be interesting as well, wouldn't it? So yeah, the insectoids. There's Nicari and Surya. But why are they called that? I guess because of that abdomen section is very strange looking, and it may have some sort of keratin-like coating. I'm not sure. I'm really not. I think that's what I've heard. You know, sometimes things go around. I don't even remember half the things. I should be careful what I'm saying, but I thought that's what someone alluded to, was some sort of extra keratin-like hardened skin layer. Very strange looking, huh? So yeah, are those beings also a bit human? Don't know. So let's see if we have anybody on our chats yet. Nobody on the chats. If you're watching on one of the social medias, you should be able to contact me via your chat. Let's say orientation not available while live. I meant to do this in portrait, but okay, I'll do this one in landscape mode. Huh. So I've been working on some other things myself, so I don't know if we have any other new real medical discoveries. There is a report out. We could probably pull that up. There is a current report by the biologist Rangel. So that's cool. But I do want to kind of share with you something I was working on. So I'm going to go over to my trusty Twitter page. You can find me on X, on Reddit, Facebook, but it's really weird on Facebook. Am I really getting enough interaction on Facebook? I don't know. But I'm going to show you a couple things I've been working on, and that is the Naga phomine. Actually, it's a morphine, I should say. It's a small tidbit of sound that I suggest possesses meaning. And here it is. Let's go ahead and look at this. Still getting used to coming back to using this Restream product. It's pretty cool. So I can replace screen sharing. Let's see here. Boom. So here's a groovy little meme I made. I call them info memes. So if those of you that have been following myself and this constant companion theory, it started when they exhibited the bodies to the Mexican Congress. And I actually happened to recognize them. And I recognized them from a 2002 anthropology class. It was a topic on the Americas, and I thought it was strange that we had heart-shaped faces and three-fingered creatures depicted on petroglyphs in both Canada and the Caribbean, and I asked if there was any connection between those two cultures. And my professor said no, and one of the suspicions was, and I remember this to this day, one of the suspicions was, oh, well, they're maybe monkeys because they were depicted in the Caribbean. But to my knowledge, there is no monkeys in Northwest Bella Coola, Canada. So that took me on my own personal journey. And so I didn't have to wait around for much more of the physical science. I was satisfied with the paleontologist Cliff Miles and his assertions on things. And now he did not publish a report on the beings, but he did write a report. It wasn't published in a journal, and his analysis included such things. And Zalce Benitez, the forensic anthropologist from Mexico, alluded to similar things, which is the beings have a furcula, or maybe a focula, fake furcula. But it's a singular clavicle that you would find famously in birds. Apparently some marine animals will use it. It helps with some, I guess, the breaststrokes. And these beings, there is evidence, of course, to marine origins based on I want to say, was it the gentleman who had passed away? I don't know who went to, maybe it was in Asia. There's the video of the guy, the scientist, I can't remember who he is. I think he's wearing a mask because it was during COVID. And he was talking about the oceanic minerals found within the skulls and the pneumatic chambers. So pneumatic chambers and furculas, it almost makes you think, were these things flying, or was this something due to maybe swimming or deep pressure? Would that I don't know. That's for someone else to come up with. Regardless, they have these strange traits, including a gastralia, which is the bone that connects their nearly circular rib cage. Yeah, some people ask, like, why would they be called serpents? I don't think they're meant to be direct snakes. It's just a similarity, especially the cobras with their wide heads. So speaking of cobras, let's get to the meme that's on here. We're jumping around from the morphology of the bodies to this meme. So tracing these cordiform heads, these tridactyl limbs, they were associated many times with spirals for water and serpentine or snake imagery or horned serpents. And so, and creator myths such as the Heitiki, which the Heitiki is considered a ancestor. So this led me to believe that these so-called reptilians would best be described as the Nagas. Why the Nagas of India? Because in India, they left a really rich history. These beings affected Buddhism and the Bon religion, which predates Buddhism. So my theory was that they were the Naga. And more so than that the NG morpheme, the difference between the phoneme and the morpheme is the phoneme is a small amount of sound, but the morpheme is a tiny amount of sound that has meaning. And I suggest that the NG morpheme, or the or the n, could be two of those, or a n, is actually related to the Naga, and with its spread across the entire planet, this particular morpheme, I suggest that this is a clue of a global presence of advanced civilization, for lack of a better term. So coming out of somewhere in the Tibetan plateau or around the Himalayan foothills, somewhere near there, our Naga are born. You know, Kashmir is a key Naga city. So they may have originated from the northwest region of the Himalayas, kind of where the Ang is. You can see the word Ang. This Nag, took different forms in human language. Frequently there are, I want to think it's called metathesis, is when the sounds get inverted. And what I was really interested in was the Ang that was found in the lakes, I believe specifically the saltwater lakes of Tibet. Ang and the Indo-European word Hengwis, or Engwis, with the less of an aspiration there on the H, Hengwis, which gives us words like angles and eels, or anguilos, or even looser related, angels. The word angels possesses that. In fact, the seraphim, which are also considered angels, might be better described as the blazing serpents. I'm sure many of you know about the bronze or blazing serpents of the Bible and the strange powers that it bequeathed Moses as he carried around these images on staffs. I'm going to go ahead and take my little beanie off there and share my bald head because it is hot, boy. So let's go back to this. Take a look for yourselves. You can see some of the other details written on the side and in the back of the meme. So this is just one of many hypotheses and elements of my constant companion theory. It is not just simply aliens built the pyramids. It is far deeper than that. I suggest that these beings are the tutelary beings of myth and legend. They spawn cosmological beliefs all over the world, and archaeological evidence of them can be found, like the two that I recognized in Bella Coola, Canada, and those of the Taino. Why don't we go ahead and take a chance, take a look, take a chance on me. I hope you're all taking a chance on me at the Constant Companion Theory. I'm trying to use my experience as an archaeologist, my fine record as an anthropology student, and my tenure with museums to help guide us all on this journey. I've been on a straight research course now for 18 months, and I think it's been worth it because I've really uncovered a lot of interesting things, such as what I call the nagamorphine, which kind of sounds like morphine, right? The drug. So I'm going to look up my Americas here. Let's just go to the Caribbean and see what we got in there. Let's look at some Taino artifacts. Let's find some Taino tridactyls. Now, forgive me, sometimes the pictures do get mixed up and I don't have them in their proper cultural region. So, here we go. Let me share that screen here. Again, I'm still getting used to juggling things. It's like, okay, where's the button for this? Where's the button for that? Let's see. Window. Okay, we're going to share that window. And let's see how that treats us. Okay, so this is interesting because I'm see if I can zoom in here. I like to say that I'm one of the few people that recognize these beings, but there's clearly others who have. The French group, they label them the ant people, which is an Amazon term for them. I think even in the American West. Here we go. Here's a Bella Coola way up here in Canada. So again, well, I personally recognize them. There's obviously other people here that have realized, holy crap, these cortiform faces. So I would love to meet this person, to be honest. If anybody knows who owns the French ant people site, I think Forme or something. I can't remember what it's called here. That's them, and you can just see the guys put in the work. In fact, when I saw this map, I stopped doing something similar. I'm like, oh, I can't. I'll never be able to do all this. This guy did a great job. There's just artifacts everywhere. It's mostly the cortiform shaped, as I said. I'm glad to see they got the Syrian eye idols in there. So, I mean, there's some I've never even seen before, right? How about you? You know. So this is awesome. There's a few of these images around that. See, were you able to see it just now? I don't know. Let's see. Oh, good. You were seeing. I can see the back image there. Cool. All right. Welcome to Constant Companion Theory. Let's talk tridactyls. You're welcome to interact with me. Questions, feel free to enter the chat. I will share your message if it's cool. I should probably share this in another group while I'm here. So, hey, let me give you something to look at while I do a little little gameplay here. Let's go check out the Tridactyls channel. Can you just put them all on play? Let's go to Tridactyls channel. Let's see, what can I show you on here? Watch this for a bit. Let's see. Watch the old. This video will drive you crazy though. It's so super short. So this is the Pillars of Hathor in Egypt. I suggest that this is one of the greater steganographic hiding of the beings. I had suspected that the Ionic columns were steganographic concealment of the beings, and this here, I would say, somewhat proves it. If you can see it, or I could just be the greatest pareidolia ever. Let's see if I can share this. Oh yeah, welcome to Tridactyls. I'll play something else for this. It's going to drive us all crazy. Let's see. There we go.
Why would the ancients use the tree of life to conceal knowledge of non-human beings? Why would the ancients use the tree of life to conceal knowledge of non-human beings?
All right, so hope you found that interesting.
Why would the ancients use the tree of life?
Let's pause that. So maybe you can see that or not. I don't know. That again, that's a suspicious steganographic concealment of the beings. I suggest it is a old-fashioned squint image relying on perspective anamorphosis. So that is, the perspective of the viewer is dependent on whether the concealed image is revealed or not. So in this case, part of the perspective is you need to be aware that there are these tridactyl beings. The other part of the perspective is literally just seeing it. And we'll just pause it there for now. And again, if you squint, you may see that it starts to look a bit more lifelike. The strange motifs and designs fade away and a clearer image is revealed. Again, it's no different than a squint image from today's modern art. So I was doing a little sharing here. I like to make sure that my posts get out. So if you guys are watching this right now, feel free to post this video somewhere else. I work very well. If you guys contact me, I'm going to go check some other sites here. Anybody interested in hopping on, offering your opinion? Oh, I know. I wanted to check with the Redditors, see if they wanted to get on, because they're so they really get into this stuff. They really get into the They get into the people rather than the science of it. So this has been a half-hour show. No chats today. We did what we had to do. We came and we checked out the, let's go ahead and take one last look at that. We took a look at the tridactyls.org site. Congratulations to them. It's a beautiful site. Please go there and interact. And I don't know, let me know what you think. And maybe with a little more information, you'll be willing to offer your opinion. Thank you all. This has been Mr. Ed with Tridactyls at ConstantCompanionTheory.com. Wait a minute, I said that backwards. This has been Mr. Ed with the Constant Companion Theory at Tridactyls.com or at Tridactyls on your social media.